What's up, fight fans? Let's talk UFC Paris. I'm going to go through my 5 favorite picks on the card, and with no further ado, we'll go rapid fire. The first one's going to be Morgan Charriere. Look, the Frenchman's got to come up with this one. He's against the jiu-jitsu black belt. Gabriel Miranda, he has a little bit of ability to maybe win this thing by submission, but probably not, right? He's probably going to get beat up. Morgan Charriere could potentially finish this fight. I don't know. We're just going money lines. Then Taylor Lapilus over Vince Morales. Vince Morales was out of the UFC. He fights good competition, but Taylor Lapilus is another level. I do think Taylor Lapilus controls this thing. Oumar Sy over Dawoon Jung. Dawoon Jung's a little bit crafty on the feet, but Oumar Sy is powerful. He's huge. I think he's getting this takedown, and he's going to beat Dawoon Jung up on the ground. Ľudovít Klein over Roosevelt Roberts. This is a complete mismatch. Roosevelt Roberts should not be in there with Ľudovít Klein at this point. Ľudovít Klein is going to need more of a challenge. And then give me Bryan battle over Kevin Jousset. I know Kevin Jousset is on home territory, but Bryan Battle should have 3 phases where he can win this fight, as to where Jousset is just stuck with the striking, and I don't think he's the best thing to come out of city kickboxing. Folks, those are my 5 most confident, but I had to pick out of like 7. I mean, I really do like a lot of fights on this card. And then when it comes to the betting side, we got to start thinking about odds. There are a couple under overs I like as well. So we're going to have some fun with this one. A rare amount of early bets I have placed on this card. So always a good sign coming in to a fight night, and a hell of a fight night it is. I mean, first of all, the Paris fans, they go wild. Okay. I was just in Paris 3 weeks ago. I don't know why the UFC's ducking me. Why are you missing me with the Paris card, UFC? That would have been cool. That would have been entertaining. Instead, I had to look at the Eiffel Tower and go to the museums. Went to Palace of Versailles. Boring stuff. We want fist fights. And Paris will be spoiled on Saturday. I think a lot of these fights are going to be really good. Nassourdine Imavov versus Brendan Allen. That is really cool. And that didn't make my top 5 most confident, because Brendan Allen is his ability to get rear naked strangles and his ability just to get to the back in general is really, really high level. I do think he finds some way to climb onto the back of a Nassourdine Imavov, but Imavov has good underhook game on the fence. He's going to need it. That's where Brendan Allen gets his takedowns. And then on the feet, you got to think Nassourdine Imavov with that slight bounce in and out should be able to do some damage. I mean, 3 rounds. Apparently, Nassourdine Imavov requested 3 rounds. That's news to me. I learned that today, because I would think over a 5-round fight, Nassourdine Imavov would have an advantage. Apparently, he wants 3. Sick of doing that extra cardio. Respect to it. I mean, maybe he lays on the gas pedal more. Maybe we see a higher risk Nassourdine Imavov. Wouldn't that be fun? It's a really good fight. Probably my favorite fight on the card. I mean, Benoit Saint-Denis versus Renato Moicano is sick too. Money Moicano, the man. Okay? I like Money Moicano, but I think he's in over his head against Benoit Saint-Denis. So in those 2 fights, though they're competitive, I've got Benoit Saint-Denis with the kickboxing. Although he's a little vulnerable on the feet, I don't think that Moicano is the guy to expose that. Dustin Poirier did. And then Moicano is going to have to get a choke on the ground over 5 rounds. He'll probably get some positions on the ground, but I think he's going to get beat up on the feet. And, we got to question Moicano's chin. We've seen it go. Not everybody hits him like Rafael Fiziev, but BSD maybe, right? Saint-Denis can crack. Saint-Denis brings a lot of fire. And then I got to go Imavov over Allen, but damn, that's a tough one. I think Allen's a tough customer, man. He's live by rear naked strangle, excuse me. He's got GM3 in his corner. The comeback king, the man with the rear naked strangle, and his back takes are even better, and his striking's better. Not than Imavov's, but it's just he's this other level that GM3 never got to. Shout out to GM3, friend of the show, of course. All right, we could break them down a little bit more. I'll talk to you guys real quick. Paku, what's up, man? Finch, man, I missed the money line because I was in the hospital. Let's go. Paku, are you good, bro? Paku, hang in there for us, please, man. Let's go. What do you think about Fluffy Hernandez versus Pahea? AJ will have to look at that when it rolls around. I think Steamroller Frevola is live in this fight as a dog. Ziam is so low output. I don't think he can handle the forward pressure of Frevola. Yeah, Frevola's probably going to win the first round. I mean, Frevola's physically stronger, but seems to fuck it up. You know, remember when Benoit Saint-Denis kicked him in the face? It's like there are some openings on him, but I've seen smart people take Frevola. I think it's a good fight. I'm gonna lean Ziam getting 2 and 3 and eking out a decision, but Frevola's live. I'll have to do more research. What's up, Finch? Glad it's fight week. Boring it was last weekend. Well, Mythical Owl, that's why I started this entire thing with my question. Did you guys watch Joshua and Dubois over the weekend? Can we talk some boxing? Anthony Joshua was completely out of sorts against Daniel Dubois over the weekend. Anthony Joshua he just seems to be unfocused. I mean, he gets into the ring, he's got diamonds on his shoulders, and he's just looking like more of a showman and less of a like he's over it. I don't know. Daniel Dubois looks so focused, goes out there and just starts whooping his ass. Like Anthony Joshua is definitely better than what we saw on Saturday. That's not to take anything away from Daniel Dubois. I mean, let me compliment Daniel Dubois. He's huge. What have they been feeding the guy? Daniel Dubois is massive. And he came out with the Mike Tyson look, all black, everything. No pizzazz, no paparazzi, just business. And he got down to business, man. He threw big shots. He put a lot of pressure on Anthony Joshua. I don't think Anthony Joshua was ready to get bullied like that. Like, he didn't look like he trained to like box on his toes on the outside. So when he would snap that jab out, he was getting countered. When he throw his right hand, he was just getting countered all night. He was having a lot of trouble. Eventually, finds a little bit of focus after getting beat up and floored many times and just tags Daniel Dubois with a straight right hand. Boom. Right on the jaw of Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois, as usual, stays composed, focused. Anthony Joshua comes rushing in like old school young kid Anthony Joshua, who would just bang it out with body snatcher, right? Dillian White. He'd just bang it out with people. He just came forward to bang it out, and he picked the wrong dude because Daniel Dubois slept him bad too. So that's a career changer. Anthony Joshua just did it to Francis Ngannou. He ended up on the other side of a bad one too, man. Those KOs, you see people's careers go different ways after KOs like that. So we'll see what happens with Anthony Joshua. I saw Tyson Fury talking to one of the Anthony Joshua team members on the suit side, saying, "Oh man," and he's saying, "Hey, we're still gonna make the fight happen." Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua will still take place at some point. Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua be fun? Are there not still fun fights for Anthony Joshua? So I'll give Anthony Joshua this. He fights. Well, he hasn't always fought everybody, but he's been fighting big names and big competition. They're not hiding from him. Like, you remember when Floyd just ducked Manny Pacquiao's entire prime? He's not doing shit like that. I mean, he did kind of duck Wilder and hasn't fought Tyson Fury during Tyson Fury's prime years a couple years ago. So I guess you could hate on him. Never mind. Fuck it. We'll hate on Anthony Joshua. He's a bad loser. Even during that fight, Anthony Joshua is getting his ass whooped. And the round ends, and they're in the corner of Daniel Dubois. So Anthony Joshua points, he's here. Like, sit down. Stop beating me up for a second. Sit down. It's like, bro, why are you being weird? Why are you telling him to sit down? He knows it's his corner. Remember Anthony Joshua after losing to Usyk, grabbing the microphone? Like, he's just had some cringe moments where he has this ego death that's happening. Needs to do some ayahuasca in Brazil. Needs to chill out. Okay? Anthony Joshua. Come on, man. Gracious winner, but not the best loser. He was nice at the post-fight press conference, and again, he's fighting Daniel Dubois. He doesn't have to do that, So that's why I always try to give credit. Like back when Alex Pereira got knocked out by Israel Adesanya, it's like, yeah, but he's given him 9 chances. I don't know, what was it, the 4th, 5th fight? I mean, he's given him shot after shot. You got to respect that. People just want to play that Izzy KO, especially back then. People were all in Izzy's nuts. They play that KO all the time. Yeah. No, Alex Pereira is the better fighter. He's up big on him. And, there's something to be said for giving the guy a shot. Anthony Joshua lost more than he had, to gain against Daniel Dubois and fought a bad fight. So if you have not seen that fight, not like I'm trying to make you go, but after this, Turkey Al whatever put it up on his YouTube. It's actually free. Like the high quality commentary, everything, full fight, not some YouTube bullshit, is 100% free on like Turkey Al Sheik or whatever. His YouTube. Did I just plug Turkey Al Sheik? What the fuck is going on? No, I'm trying to help you guys check the fight out. Okay. All right. Back to our favorite sport. You see the shape of this? You notice how there are 8 sides. That's the UFC octagon, folks. And that's why we talk about real fist fights on this one. I guess boxing's fist fights too, but fist fights that include everything, right? Because as Joe Rogan said to Lou DiBella back in the day, boxing is kind of a silly agreement. We're going to duke it out man to man, but we're only going to use our hands. Mixed martial arts is about using as many weapons as reasonably possible. And I know Jorge Masvidal made that bare knuckle MMA promotion. It's a little wilder. Maybe you could say that's a little closer to a real fight. I don't know. The UFC is good enough for me. I like the sport of fighting. And the reason why I gave you these 5 locks, 5 most confident picks are as follows. Morgan Charriere over Gabriel Miranda, because Morgan Charriere is more dangerous in more places. He's got kicks, punches, knees, elbows, wrestling. I mean, he just has more areas of this fight locked down. Miranda could snatch up a choke. He's got a lot of them on his record. He does have a better pure submission grappling game if they were like in a no-gi competition or a special gi competition. That's not what this is. This is a fist fight where you got Morgan Charriere, who's way more dangerous. Now, Morgan Charriere is 19-10. That looks bad. But that last fight, he probably didn't even lose. And, overall, Morgan Charriere is just going to be more vicious. So I think Morgan Charriere, whether it's a decision or whether he gets him out of there, I like him in this fight. Taylor Lapilus over Vince Morales. Now, my guy AJ DeVito over on MMA Experts was trying to convince me that Vince Morales is a little more worth it than I thought because, he's been out for a while, but he has been fighting legit competition outside of the UFC, getting wins. Respect to him. I think Taylor Lapilus is just another level. So I'm going to give Taylor Lapilus his credit here at 135 pounds. I think Vince Morales is not going to be cracking into the top 15, and Taylor Lapilus is. So give me Taylor Lapilus here. Oumar Sy, fuck top 15. I think Oumar Sy is going to crack into the top 5. Oumar Sy is a guy who you could see get a title shot at some point. Woon Jung is, he's crafty with the striking, but I do think Oumar Sy gets on top of him and then just beats him up there. I'll just tell you guys, my pick was Oumar Sy's submission. By the way, that's plus 135 if you want to bet it. I'm not necessarily saying I'm betting that. If you guys do want my bets, I drop them on Telegram, link in the description and on my channel. I'm going to go Oumar Sy in this one, though, and I do think I'll end up placing a bet on him. Oumar Sy is probably going to be able to dominate once he gets the takedown, and that takedown I do think he will get. He's huge, he's athletic, he's young, and he's on the come up, man. Look out for Oumar Sy. Ľudovít Klein over Roosevelt Roberts, total mismatch. Roosevelt Roberts does not belong. Does not belong in the UFC. What are you doing in the UFC? Ľudovít Klein does. I'm surprised Ľudovít Klein doesn't have bigger fights right now. Let's look at the last couple fights of Ľudovít Klein, because he's been fighting just like slowly decreasing competition, even though he's winning. What's going on there? Beats Devontae Smith, Mason Jones, draw with Jai Herbert, beats Ignacio Bahamondes. Ignacio Bahamondes, the one who put out Manuel Torres at the Sphere, that Ignacio Bahamondes, he beat in 2023. What does he get after him? AJ Cunningham, who he knocks out, Thiago Moises, who he beats, and then they're going to give him Roosevelt Roberts. Now, I do have the information. I know he was supposed to fight Nicholas Mota, but still, even Nicholas Mota, come on, dog. It's time to challenge Ľudovít Klein. Okay? So if you want my single most confident pick on the entire card, it's Ľudovít Klein. If you're trying to take that to Vegas and bet on it, you're going to be disappointed when you see the odds. Okay? I'm not the only one who knows. Ľudovít Klein. Kevin Jousset and Bryan battle. Now, I think this one would be the most surprising to hear. I think it must be the closest odds. A lot of people are thinking Kevin Jousset is the better striker here. But in watching him strike, I don't know. I think Bryan Battle can strike with him too. I mean, Kevin Jousset is going to be slower than Bryan Battle, seems to me. I don't like how his lead hand is like not doing much. What's it doing out there? Doesn't seem to be accomplishing very much. But he seems like slappy punches from his lead hand. So kind of tough being a one-handed striker, at least most of the time he is. And he's a little, he can't really box that well, doesn't bend his knees and have good slips and rolls for me. I don't know. Is this striking that good? I mean, it's city kickboxing, so you'd expect it to be high level. Got to respect the city kickboxing folks. But I think he gets beat everywhere else. I mean, in the jiu-jitsu, no contest. Bryan Battle's way better at jiu-jitsu. And then in the wrestling, I'm going to take Bryan Battle too. I think Bryan Battle gets it 2 out of 3, if not 3 out of 3 places. Bryan Battle's striking has been looking better and better too, man. He's a good kicker. He's rangy too. I think Kevin Jousset is in trouble. The one thing I do like is Kevin Jousset he's winning and he's at home territory, man. Home territory is nice, especially Pérez, because in Pérez, they get a little rowdy. They get wild for their folks. I think it'll help Benoit Saint-Denis. I think it'll help a few of these guys. And make no mistake, I've gone against some of the Pérez folks. I mean, you guys want a 6th most confident play? Should I? Can't do that. There was another guy who I bet against. I already bet against, even though he's a Frenchman, because, home field advantage only goes so far. I mean, how many, and I know it wasn't home field advantage per se, but how many Mexicans lost on the Sphere card? It's like, even though the party's for you, it doesn't mean you're going to dance. You know what I'm saying? I just made that up. Does that make any sense? Okay, folks. For the people in the back, Bryan Battle, Ľudovít Klein, Oumar Sy, Taylor Lapilus, Morgan Charriere. Those are my most confident picks for UFC Fight Night Paris. I think we have a good fight night. I think it's going to be a good card. Don't you? What does the chat think? Charriere by body kick TKO again. Klein lock. Yeah, Klein's a lock. Side grappling will give light heavyweight major issues. Anakin, I'm saying, bro, light heavyweight has not been the division for a long time. Light heavyweight in the UFC, they lost a lot of talent to Bellator, a lot of talent to other organizations, and they've paid for it, man. It's been a little thin. Haven't been able to get many pay-per-views going. So it'll be nice to see a young light heavyweight step up on the scene, man. I think that's another reason why Oumar Sy is going to be on his way up. So yes, definitely confident in Oumar Sy. Klein should be fighting Diego Ferreira. Klein should be fighting Ribovic. Damn, who else should Klein be fighting? Make a list. All right, let me go up a little bit. Wise says Joshua is a low IQ fighter. Anthony Joshua is not necessarily low IQ. I don't know. He's not necessarily super high IQ, but he's not low IQ. I mean, he could box. He's shown us both styles, right? Wise. I mean, he's shown us that he can be the puncher, and then he could also play boxer. I mean, in order to lose to Usyk, he leaned out. Saw his he a leaner. He's trying to he's trying to box out there, and then here he looked a little beefier again. And back in the day, I mentioned the body snatcher fight. That's such a cool fight. Dillian White and Anthony Joshua. That was a mean brawling AJ. So I'm doing the comments backwards, by the way. I'm just jumping around here. All right. Dana White Contender Series. I don't normally pick. Go to my guy, AJ DeVito. He's got you. How do I see your bets on Telegram? All you got to do is you got to jump into the free channel, and then you should see how you can. There's like a phone number you could text. You could just DM the show. I mean, the easiest thing is DM at Mike Finch Show on Instagram, and we'll get you into premium. And the premium is I generally give out 5 plays, sometimes more. And they're my bets. I mean, just giving out my bets. And if you want to tail me, you can. Our record on fight nights are ridiculous. I don't even know what it is. Something ridiculous. Fucking batting like 90% on fight nights. It's absolutely insane. I don't think anybody in the world has the betting record that I do this year on UFC fight nights. So let's keep it fucking rolling. Jump into premium. And then you could also just jump into the free channel. Again, that's like everywhere. Like you could just click the link and jump right in, and I give free plays. Okay. I hope to see you there, AJ. AJAYY. Not that AJ. Not Anthony Joshua. I bet on Dubois. Why is you're a beast. Joshua needs to retire. Stop. Joshua does not need to retire. He could use, the Francis Ngannou fight was a nice warm-up fight for him, though. I mean, what are you going to do? Nah, man. He'll be all right. Let him fight Tyson Fury. Let him fight Deontay Wilder. People are saying the same thing. Deontay Wilder should retire. All right. Make the fight. That would be fun. Who doesn't want to watch Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder? Come on. Every time AJ threw a right hand, his left hand dropped, and Dubois saw that and capitalized. Yeah, his hands were a little low. Yeah. His hands were low, and he was boxing out of character. I mean, I think AJ is going to watch that and be embarrassed for himself. Like, I've just seen him box so much more technically wise with a higher fight IQ. I've seen him fight a lot better than that. So, all credit to Daniel Dubois, but AJ looked bad. All right, so we had a big boxing match. Now we got a hell of a fight night in front of us. Folks, bet responsibly. I hope to see you over on Telegram. If you want to check it out, link in the description of this video. Link is always in my channel for the free Telegram. If you want to jump into premium, go ahead and DM at Mike Finch Show on Instagram. My guy T will get you into premium. He's the one doing all the posts and all there. I just upload the video content. We're a team. Me and T, all right? T says some crazy shit. I saw him saying some wild shit in the free channel. I don't know what he's talking about sometimes, but I do know that when I pick fights for UFC fight nights, they've been hitting. So let's fucking eat, guys. Peace and love as usual, and I'll see you in the next one.